Hello everyone and welcome to Tea With Me. I'm Michelle K.
I'm Michelle C.
And today we're looking at Reddit, and this is in the relationship advice subreddit. It's a throwaway account.
Nice. Grab yourselves a cuppa and...
Oh yes, we've got some tea on the go.
Buckle up.
Tea with me. My 32 female husband, 53 male. Well, that's a big age gap actually.
Yeah.
Wants a divorce. How do I tell him I'm pregnant without coming off manipulative? Trigger warning, mention of miscarriages.
Oh,
So
okay.
if you don't want to listen to a story that mentions that, then off you go, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah.
So recently, my husband told me he wants a divorce. As a bit of background, my husband, we'll call him Jordan, was a family friend, and after a bit of messing around, I ended up pregnant with our daughter, 14 female. We ended up having a good old shotgun wedding, courtesy of my highly religious family. The topic of families came up afterwards naturally, and we both made our stance clear. Jordan wants a big family and always has. I'm talking mother, father, 7 children and a dog type deal.
Oh gosh.
Meanwhile, I wasn't super opposed to the idea of 1, though I felt 7 was a bit much.
A bit much?
Yeah, and especially at her age, she's 32.
Yeah, I've got 2, that's enough.
Oh, mind you, if their daughter's 14, they've been together a long time.
Yeah.
So. Anyway, life goes on as we settle into newly married life. He gets a promotion and is working longer hours. We decide I quit my job to start caring for our daughter full time so we can save more money from daycare costs. That's what we did.
Yeah.
And when she turns 5 and starts kinder, we decide to start trying for another child. Well, roughly 2 years into this with no results, I get cancer. Oh, poor thing.
Bless her.
We put the family thing on hold and I opt for treatment. My doctor did warn me that the chemo drugs I was on had a high risk of causing permanent changes to my fertility, but we decided to go through with it anyway. There was a rather scary period of time where it looked like treatment was making it worse, but I managed to pull through. Shortly after, me and Jordan get back to the family planning. Unfortunately, in this time, it very much seemed like the infertility risk hit as I couldn't keep a pregnancy.
Oh.
The few times I did get pregnant usually ended with a miscarriage, with the one time I made it to full term in a stillbirth. Oh, God.
Oh, bless her.
Oh. Well,
That's trauma.
after a few months of this, he tells me he's sick and tired of getting his hopes up only to be let down. And that if I could get pregnant, I should just not tell him until I was 3 to 4 months along, since the risk of miscarriage would go down significantly.
That's supportive.
Jesus. Yeah, so you're not going to help her? Like,
Would you deal with this on your own because
Yeah.
I can't cope? What a selfish man, sorry.
I agree and follow this rule. As of last month, I noticed that Jordan becomes distant. He takes longer shifts at work, he isn't as intimate with me anymore, and he pretty much ignores our daughter and me completely. While before, he always made sure to at least greet and hug her, even if he was running a bit late. Oh man, he's checked out, hasn't he? He's emotionally checked out.
He's definitely, he's internalised all of his pain. It's clear that that's why he can't show up for her, because he can't deal with and process his own pain.
And then about a week ago, I get served divorce papers while he's at work. He refuses to tell me why he wants one and is insistent this isn't a problem I can fix. The only problem is that I'm pregnant and was planning on telling him the news the literal day I was served, since I was past the 4-month mark. Now, however, I'm worried about how to tell him. I have to disclose that I'm pregnant on the paperwork since that affects possible child support and custody, and I don't want to lie to a judge, but I also want to tell him myself instead of having him find out through the court. My issue is that I'm worried that if I tell him now, it will look like I'm trying to manipulate him into cancelling the divorce and force him to stay with me. But if I wait for it to be mentioned during the divorce, it will look like I was trying to hide it and trap him into paying more money for a child he wouldn't be aware of. Can anyone help me on the best way to tell him without it coming off this way? I appreciate any advice.
I mean, personally, it can't be manipulative.
No, because you
she's
did.
4 months
You were
gone.
4 months pregnant.
She's just
Yeah.
found out about the divorce, so it's not as if...
Yeah.
And they were both planning. And to be honest with you, sort of what he thinks, because he's just gone and organised this divorce. They're a married couple.
Yeah. He hasn't
Where's
been there
the
for her
communication?
emotionally.
If things aren't right in the marriage, why not, he should have gone to her and said, look, instead it's all very cloak and daggers on his part.
Yeah.
So I really wouldn't worry if I was her. I'd just say to him, okay, well, I've received these and that's fine if that's how you feel, but I just want you to know, and this, I don't want you to...
That I'm 4 months pregnant.
Yeah, and this doesn't mean that I want us to stay together. If a divorce is what you want, we will go our separate ways, but you should know that I'm pregnant.
Yeah. Yeah.
It really,
and I'm following your rules by not telling you until I'm 4 months
I didn't tell you because, I have to go through the first 4 months alone because you can't bloody cope.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm all for, I get that he's in emotional pain, but what about her? Has he stopped to think there's supposed to be a partnership? I just think it's disgusting.
Well, perhaps.
Partners don't go through things alone. They're together.
Yeah.
This
Sad,
is why
isn't
there's
it?
so many broken relationships, I think. It's just because nobody wants to support their partner.
Let's have a look at the comments.
Selfish.
So someone's quoted, after a few months of this, he tells me he's sick and tired of getting his hopes up and he should be let down. And that if I get pregnant, I shouldn't tell him until I was 3 to 4 months along. And they've said, this is one of the most selfish and insensitive things I've ever heard.
Yeah.
You must go through the stress of waiting for a miscarriage on your own so that he doesn't feel let down. I can't even.
And even the words that he's using, let down.
Yeah. And it sounds as though you're still putting his feelings first. This guy basically stole your childhood and your 20s. Put yourself first and stop worrying about whether he feels manipulated.
Yeah.
And somebody else has put, what about the fact that a near 40-year-old man was taking advantage of a 17-year-old family friend? She was 18 when she had her daughter, so probably 17 when groomed by this predator.
Oh,
then the parents married her off to him. My God, her worldview is completely skewed. I didn't even think about
No, I didn't. That
obviously, I know
evaded me.
like the age gap is huge.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, she's 32 with a 14-year-old.
Oh.
Oh, bless her.
And now pregnant.
Yeah.
And may or may not have a successful...
And someone's put, anyone else think he's already marked his next young prey and that's why he wants a divorce?
Oh, he just sounds vulgar.
Yeah,
Okay.
Somebody's put she's getting too old for him. Well, it's like the Leonardo DiCaprio thing, isn't it?
Or perhaps
he dumps them as soon as they reach like 24.
His dream of 7 children has been shattered.
Yeah, but he's 53.
Yeah, but...
I know men can continue having children on, but you have to think about caring for those children.
He's clearly not, because he doesn't seem to care for anyone but himself. He's ignoring his daughter, for goodness sake.
Yeah, that's awful. Like, you really want all those children, you can't look after the one you have.
Yeah.
Someone said, I think he's gotten someone pregnant already.
Perhaps he has.
Perhaps he has. Yeah.
I did wonder if there was an affair.
Yeah, I'm just going to check to see if she's put anything else, because it's only from a day ago. So.
Right, okay.
Oh, she has replied to a lot of comments.
Okay.
Let's just see.
Too much coffee today. I've got the shakes.
I don't know what she was replying to, but she says, it really isn't a problem unless I set him off. And it isn't like physical abuse or anything. It's mostly destruction of property. Stuff like breaking my phone or wrecking the kitchen. Oh, okay. He sounds nice. I've gotten good at avoiding the triggers though. Just haven't exactly had to tell him I was pregnant during a divorce before, so I'm not sure how he'll react. I'm mostly worried about him breaking government property. If that's what he does, that's on him. And
sounds awful.
I'm the one staying with the kids anyway. He mostly just hangs around for dinner, sleeps and then goes to work. Either way, I don't plan on contesting the divorce or anything now that he's shown that he wants it. And someone's replied saying, yep, that's part and parcel of domestic violence.
But this is the thing, because he's not harming her, it doesn't necessarily get classed as domestic violence. I'm sorry, but if you're going around smashing someone's stuff up, that's domestic violence.
Yeah.
And that's aggressive behaviour, and it's still quite threatening.
Well, it's terrifying.
It is, really is.
Yeah. She's replied to a lot, so I can't Oh dear Lord. So I've just seen one that I want to read. The messing around was consensual, though it mostly happened around 15 to 17. Oh my Lord. My daughter was just us getting unlucky, ? Jordan wasn't so much a family friend, but I don't really know how else to describe it. He was a college friend of my uncle, and he'd usually bring me pastries or sweets when he visited, and I was usually left with him when my parents were out. I think I started liking him because he let me hang out with him and his friends and told me secrets, even though my parents didn't know, and it made me feel cool.
Oh my
It was
word.
consensual though, and I'm the one who originally initiated it.
I'm sorry, but
grooming.
Yes, grooming in a nutshell, that is.
Oh my God.
It doesn't matter if she initiated it. She was underage and...
Yeah. Oh, poor girl.
15 to 17, messing around with a much older man. It's disgusting. He should not have been engaging in that.
Jeez. That's scary.
That really is.
Yeah. Oh dear. Well, I hope she figures it out.
Well, my advice is...
I'd just let the court tell him.
I would let the court tell him.
I'd let the court tell him.
I'd just pack his bags.
Because F him.
Let him. Yeah. You
Yeah.
owe him nothing after what he's done. He's clearly violent, aggressive.
And creepy.
Yeah. And is that the only abuse? Because I think he'd be one of those men who, like, you know, suppresses her friendships. You know,
she doesn't mention anything like that from what I can see. It's
well,
just
no,
the
but it just
breaking stuff, and
it just stinks of a controlling, narcissistic sociopath.
Yeah,
it's got that air to it.
There's a lot of red flags.
A lot of red flags.
Yeah, I would no more contact.
Yeah, I'd
sign the papers, let the court know you're pregnant, so he'll have to pay child support.
Yeah,
and that's that. He's already ignoring you and your child, so.
Oh, it's horrible.
Damn. Damn.
Well, I hope she finds happiness.
I hope she does,
I hope he falls prey to the very... Well, I know that's not all of it can happen because he's old now.
Yeah, well, he's in his 50s.
He's unlikely to find happiness.
She's only in her 30s,
so
like
that.
Chances are she will find somebody else.
She will. She will.
Yeah.
Bless her. And just choose wiser. Choose a lot wiser.
I mean, she was 15 when they started messing around. That's very young.
Very young.
Yeah.
Very young. Wow. I'm surprised that her parents not only condoned it, but seemed to encourage it.
Yeah. But they would let him look after her. So they obviously weren't that conscious of the fact of this, like, college friend
of the
uncle. Yeah.
Here you go, random stranger. Look after my 50.
Look after my 50-year-old impressionable young girl.
And buy her cakes.
Yeah, bring
her
sweeties.
Yes, get into my van. I've got some sweets. Sorry, I did.
Oh man, that took a turn.
It did, actually. I didn't see it. You know, I knew he was a selfish a-hole.
Yeah.
At the beginning, but it turns out it's a lot more than that. He's also...
That's the thing with these Reddit stories.
A bit of a pedo.
You just end up sometimes... It just like an onion. It just keeps peeling. Oh, well, thank you very much for joining us. And we'll see you soon.
Have a good day.